Hello again. Before I get started, I need to apologize that I don't have the technology knowledge that most people do when making these videos. I can't put anything on the screen. I don't know what you know how to do any fancy video editing or anything. So basically, I just got to put all I know how to do is press record and press stop. That's basically all I know. So I got to try to do this in one shot and hopefully make as few mistakes as possible. And and on top of that, I've got a bad stammer. I just hope you can put up with it. Anyway, get that out of the way. There is this little prompt that was recently given to me, and instead of just responding into the video I decided to make my own video because it's going to get a little lengthy for me discussing my side of it. It was basically says what would be your fantasy bookshelf if money was no object, pretty much. The books have to technically exist, and you have to basically know about them. It can't be something that basically just a fictional book from a book inside of another book or something. Uh, some people are being a little leeway with the rules. I might be too. I don't know. Uh, the original prompt I think called for 10. I'm gonna go over that because I couldn't hold myself to 10. Uh, I there are some I that I probably never be able to get that I did leave off because mainly because they're numerous in the series and stuff. Uh, but yeah, uh, but for the most part, the ones I picked, I know they're available. I have seen them, or most of them, know of them, and let's see what was it. That's probably something else I'm forgetting. That's another problem. I forget a lot. I'm sorry about that too. So, in I guess I'll just go ahead and get started. Uh, in 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 topics like this, especially in a book group that devotes itself to rare and desirable books, and then the circles I'm in are basically talk about the science fiction and horror and this and that. And one of the biggest names that come up is Stephen King. Everybody's got their favorite Stephen King, and what. First off, I'll go ahead and get this out of the way too. When I'm talking about these books, I I don't particularly care for or search out for autographed editions. I have gotten my share of them. I don't really care about autographs that much. I don't even really care about condition of books all that much, as long as I can read them for the most part. They're not really falling apart. So but being a collector and wanting to read certain things, you just got to get what you can get, and sometimes that is a good limited edition. Basically, sometimes that's basically the only only thing that's available. Uh, and with that being said, there is one volume of a Stephen King book that, that I would like more than any others. The rest of them I can basically take trades for the most part, and I have at one time or another had just about all of them except for the stuff he's done in the past 10, 15 years. I don't have as much as that. I've kind of gotten out of it, but it's the deluxe edition or what's come to be known as the coffin edition of The Stand. Uh, that's that's my top tier Stephen King book that I would like to have. You know, some people have others. You know, like the Secretary of Dreams set. Uh, I would like to see the art firsthand in that, but I'm not sure if I really want to own copies of it. Other people want My Pretty Pony. That if I come across that, I'd probably get it too. But I'm not going to search out for that one. Uh, but the Coffin Stand is one I would really like. And the problem with that is everybody else seems to want it too. Uh, if my memory serves me, I think they made about somewhere around 1,200 copies of it, which is quite a bit for a special edition book. And just about everybody that's got a copy doesn't want to let go of it, even that many. But the people that have had it said it's not worth the money that it's commanding right now in the second secondary market. Uh, and if you've noticed, it's running at about 4 to 5 grand right now. From last I looked, and people say everybody says it's nowhere near worth that, and you shouldn't pay that much for it. But if I ever get the opportunity and funds ever present themselves, maybe it just might have to. Who knows? Uh, it's I'm not sure if anybody's ever actually read the book because of that. They just all keep it in a box on the shelf. Some people even keep it in the box it was mailed in. Anyway, that's just one book. I digress and see another book that's pretty common that at least most people know about in the horror community is by Guy N. Smith. In the Crab series, it's the Crabs and Human Sacrifice, I believe, or the Human Sacrifice, something like that. Uh, right now, it is hard to come by. There are copies available, but you're going to pay for them. I believe there was at least 2 editions that I've noticed that came out. Uh, Either one would be fine, but that's not too high on my list right now because I follow the Guy N. Smith Bookface page, and it appears the guy that's running that is putting those books back out, but he's doing it slowly. I think he's going by the books and retyping them into his computer and correcting any errors he sees, and who knows what other additions or subtractions he's making. And I think he said he's eventually going to get to that one too. And I believe it's supposed to have been this year, but I don't know if he's going to make it this year or not. So it will eventually come back out if all if everything lines up correctly. He's already put out a few, uh, so we got that one to look forward to. Another set of some hard to find books is by a guy named David Meltzer. Uh, he's got one called The Martyr, and he's got a series called the Brain Plant books. So there's 4 books in that. I don't know too much about him off the top of my head. Only thing is that they seem a little weird, and I like weird and bizarre stuff, and what a little bit I have read about them caught my eye, and they just happen to be out of print and hard to find. Every now and then, 1 or 2 of them will come out, but they're a little up there in price. just enough to be out of reach. I mean, they're not super far out there, but when but they're, you second guess yourself, and eventually, yeah, somebody else winds up with them. It's that type of price range. Uh, let's see. Another one that most people would have heard of in the horror community, and is is by Grady Hendrix, and it's called "Satan Loves You." Uh, like everybody else, I, I I missed out on my opportunity to get that, and I've heard, like with the Smith book, I think it's supposed to be coming out with a new edition. I don't know when. Maybe this year. Who knows? Uh, so fingers crossed. I can hope for that. But when I eventually first heard about it and saw it, it was going. It was I, I it might have started going out of print at that time, and the secondary was sitting at around $20 or so. And I thought, well, that was just a little steep. Maybe I'll wait for the price to come down, like a lot of times it does. That secondary market just fluctuates up and down. So some books. Problem is, it never came down. It just started going up, and it's like it stayed up, like like a thermometer. So so fingers crossed. That's another one I might be able to get. Let's see. Uh, Another book is by a Bizarro author. Like I said, I like Bizarro and weird stuff, and I gotten into a lot of Bizarro authors. Uh, this one's James Crawl. Uh, I've got just about everything that I know of that he's wrote, except for two books. One I believe is called Sorrow King. It's pretty commonly available, so I should be able to get it whenever I wanted to search for it. Uh, the others, most of the others, were very hard to get for the most part, and this one here has been particularly hard to track down. It's called Beyond the Valley of the Apocalypse Donkeys. Kind of a Langley title there. So, with a title like that, and the cover, the way it looks, if you've ever seen it, it catches your eye. And so I just gotta have it more to complete the series, the collection, as much as anything. Uh, he is. I like his writing. He's right in the mid range there. He's not great, but he's not terrible. But that's the nature of Bizarro stuff. If you've ever read Bizarro, you know. Another guy that wrote a series of books that's hard to find, but some of them do come up from time to time, but are all, like I said before, are just out of reach in the price range. Not super expensive, but not cheap enough that you can actually spring for them. It's James Stark and his Witches series. I think there's six in the series or something like that. I don't know if I just one of those things that I want that I decided I wanted when I found out about them. I don't know if it's going to be very. I just don't know anything about this other than anything about the books other than there's witches in them, I guess, and they got a good reputation of people people liking it. So I figured it just caught my attention. There's another series of books, but these might be kind of considered magazines. The magazine is a Bizarro Fiction. I believe there's 11 of them. I have the first four and volume 9. Uh, the rest of 5 through 11, they've disappeared off the radar. They used to be available here and there, but they're completely gone now. I don't know what happened to them. Uh, they were, and when they were available, they're pretty pricey. Last year, Volume 11 did come up for auction, but I work at night and I miss a lot of auctions or the ends of the auctions, and this was one of them. Hope wasn't able to catch it at the end. And if you've ever participated in those auctions, you basically have to be at the end to guarantee yourself a chance to get a book or something. And wasn't able to snag it. It was, yeah. So there's that, which happens to me a lot with these auctions. Most of them are set to end at a time when I just can't make it. Uh, another one. Another one is a sequel. I actually have the first one with me right now. Here it's Lewd Ghost 2 by Amato Crowley. This is the first one. Uh, I actually had that one in my shopping cart at the online store that I was buying it from, but I didn't have the funds available at the time to completely just press purchase, so I had to wait a couple of days. And in that time period, somebody snagged the first one from me, or the second one, I should say, Lewd Ghost 2. And my luck, it has never popped up since. Uh, don't know why. I can't find no mention of it anywhere. It basically looked just like this one, except it had a 2. So it was definitely a sequel, because they were sold right there, one underneath the other in the listing. So if I ever find that one, it's another one I'd like to get. Let's see, another one. I only found out about this one last year. I don't know anything about it or the author other than what was the summary that was available on the site where I saw it on. Uh, which it was a pretty lengthy summary of the book, but even then it just scratches the surface about what that's about. It's 2034 by somebody named Telesphore Thénardier. Sounds like a French guy, but it also sounds like a made-up name too. So, and I can't find anything on the author at all, other than the name. uh, so I don't know anything about the book, how limited it is, or if there's trades available or whatever. I don't know, because apparently the only copy I've ever seen on the site that I found this on was a signed copy, and it was commanding a pretty high price, about just half as much as a coffin stand. So it's pretty up there. So obviously I can't spring for that. You know, if you know anything about it, or if you read it, and go ahead and let me know. It does seem pretty interesting, but the but it's, a lot of stuff happens in it, according to that summary. Another couple books is by a very well known science fiction writer, Piers Anthony. He wrote a series of books called Relationship, and I got all of them, which I think there might be as many as 8. I got all of them except for 4 and 5. For whatever reason, those are out of print. Well, I think all of them are out of print, but these two have never come up that I know of. I've never seen them available. Uh, don't know why they are, and the others you can find from time to time. Some of them commonly available. Maybe not really cheap, but you can get them. I don't know what's up with 4 and 5. Uh, maybe if you if you know, you can let me know. Uh, another another one is an obscure chapbook. It's called The Mutilation of Paris Hilton. I don't know much about it. I don't know how limited it was, but chapbooks are very limited by nature compared to other books. Uh, and it sounds, based on the name, you would think there'd be some like slander involved or something like that. But from what I understand, she's okay with it, and she gave her a blessing for the title to be used. So the rarity of it, or me not being able to find it, it's not has nothing to do with that. Uh, I'm thinking maybe it's just very limited printing, and everybody kept hung on to them. Uh, so you would think it being a short story, like all chapbooks usually are, uh, that it would be reprinted somewhere in another collection, but to my knowledge, it never was. And if I could find it in another collection, yeah, I'd go ahead and get that book instead. Another one is by somebody named Molly Flute, and it's called Through the Looking Glass. Now, just it, it's probably nothing I will ever read or like, but I have a fascination for, yeah, anything Alice in the Wonderland books and similar books. And I collect satires, and, or not really satires, but odes to them. There's a lot of people do Alice this, Alice that, and whatnot. And that that's probably just using a similar title. Probably has nothing at all to do with Alice, but with that title, and the current collection that I already have, it would fit right in. So I would like it for that reason. Another book that I had in my shopping cart, and actually, let's see, what was it? Did I already? No, okay. Had it in my shopping cart, and I actually already, and I paid for it. It's by Shari Lamar, spelled like Charlie without the L. Lamar. Uh, this person hasn't written very many books I can find out. I think I do have two others at least. And this book is called Laugh to Death. Uh, there was a copy available. It was in stock. I bought it, and a few weeks went by. I never got a tracking notice or anything, and eventually it was canceled on me. I think I got a refund, and ticked me off a little bit. That why would it be canceled if it was available? I don't know. That's happened quite a bit too. You know, I like to think that a seller forgets about some of the books that they have, and when they get sold, they have second thoughts, and they say, "Well, I don't want to sell that," and they cancel it. It's a little dishonest, but they might do that sometimes. I don't know. Let's see, I thought I. yeah. Anyway, another Bizarro author that I've gotten most of their stuff from is a guy named Cameron Pierce. Uh, he's got a lot of wacky titled books that a lot of people like. Uh, and the one that I haven't been able to track down yet, or at least haven't gotten a copy of yet, is called Fantastic Earth Destroyer Ultra Plus. Another lengthy title. Uh, I have seen copies available, but they've been pretty up there too, because there's not apparently not very many around. Uh, uh, so that would probably be his only standalone that I don't have. Along with that, he's got two that he co-wrote with somebody. One was called Crawling Darkness, and the other one's called Bottom Feeders. Feeders. Uh, for something that could contribute to me not being able to find those is how generic the titles are. Uh, you tap those into a search engine, you're going to get hundreds, if not thousands, of results. Those are very common words. Uh, and to my knowledge, I'm not seeing either one available. Let's see. Another one that is pretty hard to find. Actually, I do know of one copy, but it's pretty pricey. But to, thank, thankfully to me, nobody's bought it yet, even though it's been available for several years. And I'm hesitant to mention it because I know it's somebody's going to buy it as soon as they see this video, because it's pretty desirable. Uh, but if I can't afford it, there's no point. I guess somebody else might as well get it. I guess if they can afford it and I can't. Uh, it's the Gracie Amber version of Skin Summer, not the Anne Griffin version. Uh, for some reason, I like the cover of that one better. Uh, I'm sure you're aware those are both pseudonyms of Dean Koontz. Technically, not according to him, but they are. We all know he wrote it. Uh, he doesn't like to admit it, but I think he did at one point. He's got a lot of books like that, but that's basically the only one I'm really interested in. Just that one. I don't want to bother. I mean, he's got from what I understand, a list of dozens of books in that category of trashy books, is all he would say. Uh, uh, but that's the only one I really care to search out for. Get if hopefully there's another cheaper copy. Let's see, this one. Yeah, okay, that's not okay. I just remembered. Okay, save that one to last. I'm just about done here. In the same vein of being trashy books as you know as we all like to read from time to time. Though I haven't really read one in forever. Uh, there's always a few. You can get lost if you were really interested in searching them out, because there's a lot available. But there's a one, two, four. Looks like it. One, two, three, four that I saw that for whatever reason big caught me. It's one's by Harold Best, and it's called "Line Up for Lori." The other is by Blake Garfield, "Chains for Daughter." One by Millie Van Winkler, "Teacher Shows All," and one by Roger Wolf, "Panties in the Family." Uh, they're all kind of risque erotica stuff. Who probably some of them probably go farther than others. Uh, I only mentioned them at all because I did see them and have an option to get them, uh, probably pretty cheap. There was this auction guy that puts on auctions in one of our groups on Bookface, and he will have the auction lasting for several weeks while he's loading up pictures, and 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 by the end of it, he'll have hundreds of books listed, uh, and you can get some pretty good books pretty cheap there if you're lucky. And he had all four of these in there, but the problem is he added them at the last minute, and it kind of I don't know why he did that, and it's irked me ever since. He, he had them at the last minute, and once again, it was when I was working, and the auction ended while I was working, and I didn't find out about it until look back at the list after the fact. And I happened to see that they weren't there before, but then they were there, and they basically went to the first and probably only person that was able to see them. So kind of I see that bothers me, because I would have paid a lot more than what they did for them. So it's that, and the last one, well, last book is a very controversial one. It's probably more controversial now than it probably would have been. Uh, I would just go ahead and stop beating around the bush. I think from what I understand it's probably another trashy, sleazy erotica book at at its heart. But I think it's also a Nazi horror book, or at least a Nazi book, and at least based on the cover, you can look if you've ever seen it. Uh, Now, we over here have a short memory for that stuff, and it didn't take us long to forget about that type of thing, and we started making fun of it, and then making fun of it just turned into basically just jokes and stuff. I mean, Disney even put out a Donald Duck cartoon where they were kind of making fun of the guy, the H guy. So it all became a joke and just a, just a guy from history. We all forgot how horrific all that stuff was, and and then we were making light of it. And it seems like right now we're going to probably be paying the price. If you've ever kept up with the news, about what's going on right here, and it's probably coming back. Hopefully, not, and I don't want to get too technical and political here in a book discussion, but just so everybody's aware, this is strictly a collector option, and just something that caught my eye as an interest. You know, it's not. I'm not doing it for anything other than that. It just looked. I just okay. I just maybe I'm talking too much, or maybe I said too much already. Yeah, it's that's it. And the last thing that I would like on my fantasy shelf is is not it's not a book. It is a tray case for a book, or basically tray case is a very common or low word for that. It's the one that came with the lettered version of this anthology. Damned, edited by David Barnett of Necro Press. This is the numbered edition. If you can find a copy, it'll be this edition here that you can find. There was only 13 copies of the lettered edition made. And I'll probably never see a tray case for it. I'm sure there, fingers crossed, there might have been a couple extras made for PC copies or mistakes, and maybe one will come up. I don't really want the actual book because, like I said, I've already got the numbered. So I want the tray case. Well, if you've ever seen the tray case, it is not a simple tray case. Uh, they they went out to make something that caught your eye. What it is, it's a book. It makes the book stand up like this, and what it is it actually looks like the gates of hell. It's with flames and all of it. Yeah, and it's just very very unique. Not the only other tray case that I've seen that can compare in quality, at least to my eye. I don't know if I think it was for Jack Ketchum's Girl Next Door. It was a lettered tray case. It was made to look like a wooden locker, like a little like a school locker, but in a wooden box, and it opened like a door. I'm sure somebody. I could commission somebody to make that. So it didn't look very hard for somebody with that knowledge to make. They could make a copy similar to that, and it doesn't have to be for that book. I can make one for get one made for another book. Probably. But the Necro one, yeah. If you've seen it, then you wonder why they only made 13 of those. If they made 69 or 666, they probably would have sold 666 if they, maybe not lettered editions, but made another edition with that as the case. They, let's see. Okay, that's my list of fantasy bookshelf. I don't know if I'll ever see many of those. I have been lucky enough to get a lot of stuff off of my wish list. A lot of done forgot the term. Yeah, crown jewels and whatnot. A lot of people, still looking for some of the things I've found. And with that said, I do have some books left that I could use in trade if ever an option came along. I'm actually staring at them right now, on the wall back there. I've already gotten rid of and sold a lot of stuff that I had available and donated the rest. But I got a few things left there that I haven't let go of yet, and I do have 3 in my hand right now. There's one there. Everybody, a lot of people looking for that one, and 2 more that I know Ollie. If you've made it this far, if you decided to watch this, these were on your list. Platt's The Gas and Britain's Lord Horror. I'm probably gonna make always thinking about making a video talking about these two. I was going to mention it in here, but this video already got pretty lengthy. If you can find this one, it is probably the third priciest that I know of that I've mentioned in this video, and it is very hard to find. Most of the copies were destroyed. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and there I am starting. But yeah, I have a few others. Probably they might not be to that caliber, but there are some other desirable books over there, and a lot of trades and library copies too. Just some things are just too good to donate for the most part, because I know the places that would donate them to won't value them that great, and they may even get thrown away. It's just the nature of where I live. So I was gonna, or I have posted a lot of them in various groups, but I've had trouble with my phone and my devices getting in contact and everything with people, and yeah, that's just, and they're just sitting there now. Anyway, if you've made it this far, if you put up with me, I thank you, and make your own video. If you know how to tag me, I got a couple of people I need to tag for this one if I can figure it out. Uh, uh, make your letting me know if you've even heard of most of these or any at all. Uh, if you what put in the comments what your own books are for your own shelf. Uh, any comment, I'll be interested in seeing anything you want to say. Uh, I'll thank you for watching this, and maybe I'll get back into doing these videos more. I haven't made one in forever. I just don't have the time for it, and especially for one that gets this long. So I thank you, and we'll see you next time, I guess. Peace.